Any vomiting or heartburn?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye out for that. We're trying to always figure out what zone I'm in.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. I love to hear people say that. Are you getting enough fluids?
Yeah, I drink a lot of water.
How about protein and vegetables and fruit?
I'm really like a lot better at that than I thought I would be.
Okay.
Protein first and vegetables.
Okay. Avoiding sweets and junk food?
Yeah.
Okay. Taking your vitamin?
I'm kind of bad at that, but
Okay.
I'll try to remember.
Do you have the chewables?
Yes.
All right. Do you have the Flintstones? Okay. When you're done with those, I want you to go to Centrum Chewables. It's an adult chewable, so you have an RDA that's appropriate for an adult, not a 12-year-old.
Okay.
Okay. But that means you have to take them to get rid of them. Okay.
Okay.
Are you walking or doing some kind of exercise?
He's trying to get me to walk around Green Lake. He needs to be more persistent, I think, and
Oh, blame it on me.
feeding
That's
me.
good.
That's what we
Okay.
We do that every so often.
All right. Well, I'm going to put, how did you feel after that last 0.6? Did you feel like that made a difference?
I thought in the beginning it was going to be perfect because I was like, oh man, things that I could eat after my last fill, I now can't do. I have to chew a lot to get them down, but then it tapered off and now I just feel normal again.
Okay. Do you notice that there's a difference with your menstrual cycle? Like the week
Yeah.
or so before? That's really typical too for a lot of women. So our goal is to find a place where it's not too tight in that week before, but then it's not too loose in the other 3 weeks. And so some people are really reactive to it, some are not. And that may change over time as we get the right amount of restriction. But just be aware of that so that you're going to be able to eat less. If you start feeling like it's difficult to swallow or you've got something right here, not down here, if you're feeling down here discomfort after the first few bites, you're eating too fast.
Yeah.
Okay, it can kind of catch up with each bite because it takes time to get from your mouth down there, and it hits your pouch all at once, and it's like, whoa, that really hurts. And then it will get better, and then you can eat.
Yeah, I've
So
noticed that.
yeah, so slow down and take your little tiny bites and go from there and see if that makes a difference for you.
Okay. So
Okay.
what were you saying about the menstrual cycles? How do they get?
That, you know how you can retain fluid? And if you are retaining fluid, it's everywhere, and your stomach is a muscle. So if you're retaining it in your hands and your feet, it's the same thing. So it can actually swell a little bit more and make it feel tighter. And then as you have your period, the tightness goes away, it relaxes again. Okay, so that's pretty common. So be aware that in that week before, if you wear rings, your rings are getting tighter. If you notice that your feet are swelling a little bit, or that you just feel a little bloated, that's what it is, and it is going to affect your band too. Okay. Well, let's put a CC in here, and I think, let me look back here.
A full one?
Maybe a little less. Esther put 0.6 in there, which is significantly less than previous. So maybe I'll do another. Where are you in your cycle?
It's hard to say. It's been a little irregular lately.
Okay.
I'm probably like a week away from it starting.
I'm going to do a little bit less then. And since you really noticed the last one,
But I want something that'll stick. I don't want to have to
Yeah.
keep coming back every week.
well, you're going to have to keep coming back every week or two till we get it here. If you're really reactive, and especially since you're premenstrual now, I don't want to make it so tight that you can't swallow fluids. Okay, so in this week, because it may be a little bit tighter, you know, as we get closer, like I said, there's not as much reactivity of the muscle because you've got more tightness. There's not room for it to do that. And I want the opening to be about the size of this pen. Okay, so it just takes a little time to get there, because if you have a touchy stomach right after you get your fill, even if it lasts a week, and you're premenstrual, it's probably going to be too tight.
Okay.
So the best time for you to come in is really at about 1 to 2 weeks after your period. Okay?
Premenstrual. That's how John describes me to his friends.
I don't know what that means. Do you think her menstrual regularity has anything to do with her?
Well, it just means it's unpredictable for when it's going to be tighter.
No, I mean, is having menstrual regularity. do you think it has anything to do with like her body changes right now, or stress, or?
Stress can increase it for some people. You just have to kind of watch when when it's tighter, and kind of look and see what's going on. You know, is it more stress? Is it the things you're eating? Are you eating more salt? Are you eating more sugar because you're hungrier? And that sort of thing. And that's why these bands are so different for everybody, because some things will affect one person and not affect another. Okay? Go ahead and lie back.